Hello everyone, my name is Alyan Fiverrwala and today I am live with very special guest Mr. David. Mr. David is a prominent entrepreneur with expertise in dynamics of technological change, author of something new. He is renowned for his insight on the transformative power of innovation and its social implications. So, hello Mr. David, how are you?
I am good. Thank you very much for having me.
Thank you so much, sir, for coming in my show. Thank you so much for accept my invitation. Thank you so much, sir. Okay. So before moving on the question, can you please introduce yourself?
Yes, and if you want to share my screen, I would like to make available, some reference information for your viewers as well. And by the way, not all, but these graphics that you see are actually generated by AI. So I know, Alian, you are a fan as well, and you will enjoy them too. So for me, these are opportunities not only to talk to you, but I welcome people reaching out. Now, I know Rehan has a lot of friends and a lot of fans. So, what I would like is for them to follow my accounts, but I will not necessarily be able to become direct connections, friends on Facebook, for example, with everyone. Because every time these interviews go live, hundreds of people reach out and I am not able to reciprocate their requests. Also, giving you this interview, Alian, I am very happy, but also I am not going to be able to give a similar interview to dozens of other people who will immediately reach out. Wait a little bit, maybe let a few months pass, whatever amount of time, and then we can repeat maybe with few new information. Now, the book that you mentioned, and I'm grateful that you mentioned it, is available to buy for anyone who wants to spend the money and they believe that is worth it, and I will be honored for their purchase. But at the same time, it is also available for free on my website. So if you go to davidorban.com and you click on publications, you will find the book that you can download legally for free. It is not a pirated copy. I am the author and I am authorizing you to do it. But again, if you want to buy it, that is still available. So um, I have a Facebook page, I have an Instagram account, I have an account on X, and I also have a YouTube channel. So you can decide if the topics that today with Alian we are covering are interesting for you, to follow me on these various platforms. And of course, each of them has a different nature, as Alian you very well know. So I think that's it for a little bit of introduction. You can take the screen off, and I'm ready for your questions.
That's great. Thank you so much for this wonderful introduction. Okay, sir. So my first question in your screen: how do you define jolting technological change?
Okay, so actually for that, the screen is still useful, and let's leave the slides here. So what this wants to illustrate is the exponential growth of technology that is defined by Moore's law. And all of us have experienced it, you for shorter amount of time than me, but approximately every couple of years, the power of our computers and our phones doubles. And this has been going on for more than 50 years. And if you think about it, you just start 1, 2, 4, 8, 16, 64, 128, 256, and so on, uh, over a long period of time, 25 doublings in 50 years, you actually achieve an increase of power that is astonishing. And it is very important that it is not uh, about just one technology, but there are many technologies that follow each other. Of course, in competition, where it is always important to know what happens. So, today, a great example, because I want to go back to the question you asked of jolting technologies, is artificial intelligence. And we have powerful chips, powerful computers, a lot of data, and very smart algorithms that create a lot of demand. And Stanford University published a report 4 years ago where they are plotting how rapidly this demand is growing. So here is where we look at jolting technologies and a jolting demand. Because when you interpolate this curve, when you look at this curve, since these are orders of magnitude that we are seeing, the curve shows a trend that is more than exponential. On the supply side, necessarily, there must be an equally more than exponential availability of computation. And that is what is happening. This is Jensen Huang, the founder of NVIDIA, and he showed this that I captured as a screenshot in a presentation he gave in Taipei, Taiwan, just a few months ago. And cleaning it up a little, he says, we went for an improvement of 1,000,000 times in 10 years. And the reason that happened is because they are not merely on an exponential trend where they would have had 100 times increase in 10 years, but they are on a jolting exponential trend. And in 20 years, or actually less, they will have a 10 million fold increase in the power of the NVIDIA hardware that is used for training um, AI systems. So, this is an example of a jolting technology that today characterizes the world, much more powerful and much more rapidly increasing than the exponential trend that we have come accustomed to.
That's great, sir. Wonderful. So, which industries do you foresee being most impacted by the next big technological shift?
So I think that it is very important to realize that entire new classes of problems are going to become tractable that before were completely outside of our ability. Let me just list a few. Um, we have been doing planet scale geoengineering for thousands of years with our eyes closed, especially over the course of the past 200 years. Our CO2 emissions became extremely large, and the traditional planetary processes were not able to bring it back to the level that was at the basis of the climate for the past several thousand years. What we must do now is geoengineering with our eyes open. And that is a very complex problem that we will be able to attack with jolting technologies. Another example is in health, where our body is extremely complex and we can develop and deliver personalized health solutions only if we are able to take into account all the information that is needed. and it is going to be possible with jolting technologies. Let me give you a last example. Whether it is in the development of particular crystals and compounds for um, even better solar panels, or whether it is for the solution of the geometries and the containment fields of future fusion reactors that are going to increase the energy available for our planet and our civilization radically, these are also going to come thanks to jolting technologies.
That's great, awesome. So, sir, how do you differentiate between a technological fad and sustainable impact change?
Uh, there are people who are very enthusiastic about certain developments because they see it as a path for making a lot of money very rapidly with a little effort. And that is often a good sign that the particular approach could be a fad. However, even then, there can be people and projects that understand the deep implications and a long time promise of a technology. The compound effect of these two groups is that there will be waves of enthusiasm and disillusionment uh, as years go by. And it can take, some time, 5, 10, maybe even 20 years for the fundamental technology to deliver on the promise. So, a couple of examples again. Blockchain and cryptocurrencies and Bitcoin can be labeled as a fad if you are only looking at making rapidly money. And there are a lot of scammers. People should be extremely cautious in believing the promises of rapid gains and rapid riches. However, the fundamental technology and the changes that it can support are important and they will become available. They are already, to some degree, available all over the world for everyone to benefit. Another example is again artificial intelligence. I personally started in the field of AI almost 50 years ago. Well, let's say 40. And the field itself is much older. Um, and now we are seeing a lot of dreams becoming reality. Um, just something as simple as image recognition. Is this a dog? Is this a cat? Well, now AI can reliably recognize not only distinguishing cats and dogs, but um, image classification in general, and a lot of other problems have been solved using AI. And so, if 20 years ago or 40 years ago, someone could have said, AI is not going to go anywhere, now it has been proven that it can provide value, solid value, sustainably.
Study. That's awesome, sir. Wonderful. So, sir, my next question in the screen: how do you think the educational system should adopt to this jolting change?
Yes, and if you want to share my screen again, I would like to invite your viewers to sign up on actioneer.ai, which is a website that describes you a concept that I believe is part of what does it mean to be active in the world of today. Schools, traditional schools, have been invented a long time ago, and 300 years ago, when universal education has been accepted as a necessary component of growing a child, schools needed to give a baseline for disciplined, employable um, people that were moving from the countryside in the cities, reading, writing, mathematics, but also obeying orders, sitting still, listening, and respecting the authority of the teacher. These were the important outcomes of basic schooling. Now, reading and writing matter today as well. Understanding that 10 is more than 5, absolutely. People need to learn the basics. But today, a lot of tools are available in order to um, design a growing professional development path in a manner that wasn't possible before, with a lot of help, of course, by advisors, mentors, coaches. People can become not only obedient employees, workers, but they can become more entrepreneurial. And the reason I want you to sign up on actioneer.ai is because on this platform, we are developing an artificial intelligence based startup coaching platform where people who want to develop their ideas can receive support and can demonstrate that they are able to commit to the tasks that are needed and the objectives that must be reached in order to pursue their mission.
That's great, sir. Wonderful. So, sir, how do you think the concept of following in wonderment fits into the world of rapid technology change?
So I see that you picked different pieces to get inspired from my various bios or taglines. Uh, I feel privileged to be in the world together with you. And this privilege, as we look out in the night sky or look at a sunrise, and we are inspired by the beauty of the universe, as well as by the incredible power that we possess to describe, to understand, and to share the knowledge that we gain about the universe is what fills me with wonder. And since I am immodest, but I try to be humble, rather than believe that the path that I am on is entirely defined by me and is under my complete control, I prefer to see myself as well as you and everyone else together as we are flowing through a sea of incredible opportunities that we can leverage in order to continue our adventure together.
That's awesome, wonderful. So, sir, in your journey, have you incurred any unexpected benefit or drawbacks from this jolting changes?
Well, um, for example, if it were not for modern technology, I would be dead. Antibiotics, um, all kinds of childhood um, infections that my vaccinations prevented me to get, or if I were infected, I would get in a very light manner rather than killing me. These are uh, achievements of science that not only me, but billions of people have benefited from. Yes, there are drawbacks as well. I would so much prefer if every country, including Pakistan, would stop stockpiling nuclear weapons. I don't believe that the world benefits from the ability of countries to destroy each other and killing millions of people, and conflict all over the world should be maybe in video games or in virtual combat. And we should really have an ambition to move beyond the very primitive and tribal clashes that we are still inheriting, even as a global civilization. We should be much more responsible. So, yeah, technologies can have drawbacks as well. We have to recognize them, and we have to be strong enough to support the benefits and to suppress the dangers and the damage they can create.
That's awesome, sir. Okay, sir. So, my last question in your screen: how can business strike a balance between innovation and sustainability in the face of rapid technological shifts?
There's a lot of kinds of sustainability, and we really have to recognize that the way we were in the past destroying the environment, the physical environment that supports us, is not something that we can continue doing. Especially Europeans are guilty of having thought, oh, it's fine, we destroy the continent, we'll find another. And they went all around the planet, uh, conquering and colonizing continent after continent. But now it's over. We don't have any more continents on Earth to colonize and potentially to destroy. So, unsustainability itself is now recognized as being unsustainable. However, on the other layer, in terms of what the enterprises and the startups can embrace and how they can nurture the curiosity and the entrepreneurial drive of their best team members, we really have to recognize that being out of balance is necessary. Sure, someone who is meditating and it is content and compassionate and doesn't want to change the world, but is happy to understand the world, can be respected. But they will not improve the lives of billions of people through an innovation that they invent and implement in a startup, for example. So people who are entrepreneurial, people who build incredible new businesses and innovations can be still loved and respected, even if sometimes, oftentimes, necessarily, they are out of balance.
Wonderful, sir. Okay, sir. So it's your turn to ask questions.
There you go. We did agree, indeed, that I would love to learn from you because you told me that you like playing cricket, and I know nothing about cricket. And you told me that you are in Karachi, and I haven't ever been in Karachi. And you also told me that at Rehan School, you are not following a traditional curriculum, but you are learning about technologies and how to be a freelancer and these kinds of things. So tell me about what are the things that you are learning at Rehan School that you believe are very exciting.
In Rehan School, I learned about AI, artificial intelligence, freelancing, and IT.
Okay. And you like all of those subjects?
Means,
Yeah. What do you like best out of these three that you mentioned?
sorry, your voice is disconnected. Can you repeat?
Sure. You mentioned artificial intelligence, freelancing, and IT in general. What is out of these three that you like best?
Um, all are the best, but only one best is uh, freelancing.
Okay. All right. And tell me about Karachi. Do you live in the city center or in the outskirts of the city? And what do you do on the weekend?
Center. Karachi is the biggest city in Pakistan, and the famous food of Karachi is biryani. And I play cricket in weekends.
Okay. And how long have you been playing cricket? And are you going to be a cricket champion, or it is more like a hobby?
Um, like a hobby.
Okay. So am I right? A couple of weeks ago, or maybe 1 week ago, there was a big match between Pakistan and India, maybe. Do I remember well? Who won?
Yes,
Who won?
India.
Oh, so is Pakistan going to win next time?
Yeah, sure, inshallah.
Of course. You see, that is a great way to have two nations compete with each other. India and Pakistan in cricket, one of them wins. Next time, the other one wins. That is a great way.
Exactly, sir. So you have any other question?
Well, I certainly do. How did you learn about Rehan School?
How I know about Rehan School?
Yeah.
I know about Rehan School with the help of Facebook. I see the video of Sir RehanAllahwala, and in this video he tell us about Rehan School Korangi campus. So I am interested in freelancing, so I go to Rehan School and admissions.
And when you told your parents,
My
I am
parents
not
told
going
me.
to.
My parents told me about Rehan School.
Oh, really? Oh,
Yes.
interesting. Because, sometimes people of your age have some ideas and then the parents disagree with those ideas. But in this case, you were lucky. Even if this is a non traditional school, they supported you and they actually encouraged you to go and see what you could do there. Very interesting. Okay.
Yes, that's great because the Rehan school is the best.
Well, Alyan, I very much enjoyed the conversation with you, and I am happy that you invited me. Once again, anyone who is following your interviews, I know you had already many and you have a lot of followers. They are welcome to follow my accounts with the prayer and request to not necessarily ask to have immediately a dozen other interviews because that won't be possible. And in the same time, if they ask questions, that is interesting. But rather than asking questions in private, asking questions in public is so much better because everyone can learn together, like we are doing now, because we are not having a private video conversation, but we are having a public video conversation, right?
Exactly, sir. So you send me the links of your all social media platforms so I can put the link on description. Okay, sir. So I again thank you so much for coming in my show and giving me your precious 30 minutes. Thank you so much, sir, for coming.
Wonderful. Bye bye.
Bye.